Hi, and welcome to part two of the Christmas Wish Book 1986, looking at the toys of 1986 that made up my childhood Christmas in this era. All right, let's take a look at some dolls and plushies. I don't know what the honeycombs are, but down here to the left is My Buddy and Kid's Sister. So this was a line, I don't know, I think it was put out by Kenner or somebody. Don't quote me on that, but My Buddy, um, I think, is where the Chucky dolls came from. Although this doll looks like he's blonde, but I remember redhead versions of these things, or at least something like it. Here's a Punky Brewster doll. They made a lot of money off of Punky Brewster and her dog there. That was a sitcom, was Soleil Moonfry. There was a cartoon as well. And here we have the Cabbage Patch Kids about 3 years after the big riots of 1983. This is 1986, and now they have crayons and things, and and there's a space one. That one with the helmet is cool. Uh, I don't know how you adopt one. The whole idea was that you adopt them, right? I had one. He was a bald kid called Avery. Here's some clown ones. That's weird. They made all sorts of variations. Here's some baseball branded ones: Cubs, Mets, Dodgers, New York Yankees. Here are the, what do they call it? The fur skins. So yeah, this didn't last very long. There's a bunch of teddy bears. To the left, there's still more Cabbage Patch Kids, little babies in like a baby area there. And here's one with a tricycle. That's pretty cool. Probably really expensive. and a pony version, I guess. Cabbage Patch Kids were expensive for their time, about $30 each. How much is this tricycle one? Let's see if they even say. The tricycle is $14.99. Okay. Pretty neat. I noticed that they have no bones about marking them black or white here. You see that in number 3, number 4, number 8. They're not differently priced, but it's a girl white, boy black, girl black, boy white, etc. Here's even more, I think, Cabbage Patch Kids. So they inserted another line here on this page, but they're still going here. There's still more pages of Cabbage Patch Kids. These ones look weird. The number 2 ones to the left. There's more accessories for the Cabbage Patch Kids. More crazy get-ups. God. And here's just random dolls. Random kid dolls. Here is, I think it's Cricket. Yeah, Cricket was a talking doll. After Teddy Ruxpin, everybody and their dog had like a doll or something that can basically talk and stuff, and you pop a cassette into them and they start talking and everything. As seen on TV just refers to commercials and things. Here's Cricket books and tapes. So you pop a tape into the doll and it talks you through the book. Pretty neat. Pretty high tech for the time in 1986. Here's more dolls, and here is at 11. Let's get to it. It's Lester. So this was a popular act, a comedian who had this Lester doll, and they did mostly kids shows and stuff like that. At number 13 is Charlie McCarthy, and at number 16 is Mortimer Snerd. These are Edgar Bergen characters. Edgar Bergen was a popular puppeteer who had these funny characters, very quick wit. These are way before any kid's time in 1986. So unless you knew what fun and fancy free was, you wouldn't know these characters. And at number 14 and 15 is Laurel and Hardy, which their movies and shorts were on TV at this time, so kids would probably know who these characters are. They were also guest stars on Scooby-Doo, the new Scooby-Doo movies, which was a late 70s show, the second Scooby series. All right, here's the man of the hour, Teddy Ruxpin, a talking teddy bear. Hi, I'm Teddy. I'll tell stories and sing songs and make you smile and laugh. You put a cassette into him and he started talking. This technology was huge and everybody ripped it off immediately. This was created by an Imagineer from Disney who tried to sell this technology back to Disney in the form of Winnie the Pooh dolls, and they wouldn't take it. That's ridiculous. But here you have Teddy Ruxpin, and later on there would be Grubby, which is his friend, and all sorts of other characters. There was a cartoon series. There was a live-action TV special. Here are some hand puppets to the right, different variations of Teddy Ruxpin, just character dolls that don't talk. Teddy Ruxpin was big, big business back in these days. All right, here's another variation of Teddy Ruxpin. Here's a Mother Goose toy, which is a good idea because Mother Goose, of course, told nursery rhymes and old storybooks. So here is a Mother Goose version of Teddy Ruxpin where you put the tape into Mother Goose. She tells you stories from these storybooks that you get. Here on the left-hand side, you see a bunch of Teddy Ruxpin itemization and some prices. Grubby and Teddy Ruxpin were about $50 in 1986. So what would that be today? About what, like 150 or something like that? It's not so bad for such a high-tech toy of the time. Here are some other toys that I guess talk. I don't know what these things are from Mattel. Feelin Specials. The Feelin Specials toy line. I don't remember this. No cartoon or anything for this. There's probably a commercial as seen on TV. Now here are some more plushies. Just a bunch of Grandma and Grandpa bears and stuff. At number 3, there's a cassette recorder and player. These were made for kids and also adults. Of course, the kid ones were very obvious with these bright colors and everything. But you could pop in storybook and record sets, cassette sets. Here's animated talking Snoopy. Did not work the same, I think. Oh, no, it did, I guess. So here's a tape. So here's a Snoopy version of Teddy Ruxpin. I don't remember seeing these at all. There's a Woodstock. So everyone is getting into the game there. There's a Big Bird version where you put a cassette into Big Bird. I don't really see these on the back market anymore. They're a lot of fun. I hope that they work well. Maybe they didn't work well, and that's why you don't really hear about them much anymore. Mostly what you hear about is Teddy Ruxpin and Cricket. From this sort of era of toys. Here's Smarty Bear. Here's a different kind of variation of the same thing as Teddy Ruxpin. He has an answer for everything, and he gets even smarter when you use the smart box to hook him up with your TV and VHS-typed VCR for stimulating children's entertainment. So you could hook him up to a VCR, and I guess he interacts with it. Lots of variations on VCR type games and toys as well, like Atmosphere and things like that. Here you have some scary looking dolls to the right. I don't know what toy line this is. And some other strange plushies. There are a lot of plushie type toys that came onto the market and came and went with their own branding and logos and everything. Here's some, there's a cat and some sort of hand puppet of like an ape or something, and a duck. Craziness. There's a hamster in a sort of like bubble. Here are more familiar characters. Baby Mickey and Minnie. The baby craze was taking effect because of Muppet Babies. Every cartoon character then became a baby version for a new branding possibility. There's Fivel from the Don Bluth movies of the 1980s. Winnie the Pooh, perennial favorite. And of course, to the right is My Pet Monster. I don't know what number 13 is. Dazoo. Which is not associated, I don't think, with My Pet Monster, but is in the same shot here. But My Pet Monster was enormous. I forgot how big that thing was. Pretty sizable, and it came with handcuffs that you could break, and you can put back together. Here are, I think, these are the Wrinkles, which had wrinkles sewn into them. Is that what this is? Soft and cuddly Rumpleskins. That's what they're called, and Pound Puppies. Pound Puppies today, I see them as dog toys. I bought my dog a Pound Puppy a few years ago, and it looked like these, but like a rougher material. And here's more plush puppies. And alley cats? That's okay. Well, they come with a trash can. The 1980s, man, 1986. Here are the Popples, which I think this was Mattel. Don't quote me on that, but this was a toy line that lasted a little bit. They're basically weird creatures that could turn into balls. And this had a cartoon series that I used to watch. And here are some variations of the Popples. I don't know what number 11 is. A toy totter rolls on casters. Features an open pocket at both ends to carry the dolls. So I guess this is made for the Popples. There's a Popples desk set at number 10. Some sort of Popples chair. I don't know if the chair turns it's a lazy boy. Look at it. The footrest raises up. There's a Popples playhouse, I suppose. A Popples trash can. Yeah, they really tried to make the Popples work, and it just wasn't working. But I remember them. It's funny, my wife remembers them. She remembers loving that series. So this is something that was a staple in the 1980s, and I don't know if they sell these or even advertise these a lot in catalogs today, but this is always in catalogs in the 1980s. These are sleeping bags. They used to brand all sorts of things onto sleeping bags. There's Hot Wheels, Centurions, which are still going on in 1986. There's Sesame Street, of course, the Pound Puppies. I had a Transformers one that was the mural from the back of the G1, the first wave boxes. So here's Transformers to the left. It's the Metroplex and Scorponok mural. Here's G.I. Joe. Here's Mask. And you see there's a bag you could fold it up all into. There's Garfield. Masters of the Universe. Yeah, this is, I think, an item that's kind of long gone. I don't know why you wouldn't use a sleeping bag now. It was kind of a cute, fun thing. Really, this is for camping. But, I mean, some kids just like to sleep in sleeping bags, somewhere around the house, right? Here's Care Bear's Gem, She-Ra. Don't know what that unicorn is. There's, what is this, My Little Pony. I don't know what that bear is. Probably Teddy Ruxpin. He looks a little thin. There's some sort of brand. I don't know what that kid thing is. Rainbow Bright. There's so many brands. Popples, once again. Trying to make that work. And it turns into a Popple. There you go. Let's see what some of this stuff was. So 16 and 15. So 15 it is Teddy Ruxpin. 16 is My Child? I don't know what that is. 13 just says Unicorn. So there you go. These things are about 2 pounds or 4 pounds. The Hot Wheels one is 4 pounds. I don't know why. Tents. This was a big thing that was advertised in Toys R Us and Wish Books as well. Popples, once again, trying to make that brand work. Here it is. Was it Thundercats? That's cool. Fluppy Dogs, I think was the first television animated special that Disney did before they did their first animated series, which was Gummy Bears. if I remember correctly. And here's just a tent. There's more tents. A giant Garfield tent with a big Garfield head. I don't think you can put things in that head. I think it's just a head just for decoration. Crazy. Does anyone have this now? Here's a Care Bears, Sesame Street, and Mickey Mouse, of course. Transformers, He-Man. This is the good stuff down here. I guess that's Care Bears to the right. Wuzzles, which was the weird failed cartoon and toy line from Disney where it's like two animals in one. They never explain how that happened. And She-Ra. Let me see. Number 6 is My Little Pony. Yeah, that's what that is. And soft sculpture replicas of cars. They're basically plush cars. That'll do it for part 2. Tune into part 3, where I get into the board games and also all the wonderful action figures of the 1980s. Till next time, take care.